back to the channel. I am re-recording this because the first recording, the sound was terrible. For some reason, with the new camera, which is not that great, it has a built-in mic and I don't seem to be able to cut it off. So when using my standalone mic, the first recording had an echo. And I've tried to figure out how to only have the standalone working, but I give up. Because this thing has got to be done for story time. We are finishing up the Celtic tree signs. We are on Elder. The last sign in the Celtic calendar. Elder is between November 25th and December 25th. And it says here that someone under the elder sign is considered a scholar. Free-spirited, risky, self-opinionated, and resilient. And the animals for this sign: badger, black horse, and raven. And the stone, jet. There's a lot of black going on there, so I'm wondering if that's because it's the winter. You think of it being dark, cold, something like that maybe? Well, I made a video for us to watch to learn a little bit about the elder tree and its berries and uses and mythology. So let me see if I can get this turned on so that we can watch it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pop out while we watch so I won't be in the way.
Elder tree, a symbol of life and death in Celtic myths and beliefs. It was revered as a protective tree, warding off evil spirits. Its connection to death stemmed from the belief that its spirit could guide souls to the afterlife. The best time to encounter fairies was under an elder on Midsummer's Eve, when the fairy king and queen and their train would pass by. It is advised in folklore to avoid sleeping under an elder. Those born under the elder sign in the Celtic zodiac are known for their intuition, compassion, and thirst for knowledge. But beyond mythology, the elder tree has practical uses. Its flowers and berries are used in traditional medicine. Elderflower tea is a traditional remedy for colds and flu-like symptoms, while elderberry drinks have long been prescribed to soothe coughs and sore throats. Wood from the elder tree lends itself well to the making of whistles, pipes, chanters, and other musical instruments, which the fairy folk can use in their merrymaking.
So, as we see, the elder tree has some things in common with some of the other trees that we've gone over in the signs. Most of the trees have something to do with protection. Now, it didn't have us sticking in our pocket this time, and I didn't see anything about divination, but you could use the wood for wand making, so kind of. But yeah, protection and a spiritual aspect with the guiding of souls. So it seems the Celtic people they revered trees in a spiritual sense as well as a practical, protective, useful sense, which is good. So they make syrup, cough syrup, medicines. There's elderberry wine, and I think a jelly too. I don't think we have any elder trees around here, so I won't get to try any elder wine, which would have been interesting. But no elder wine for me. And the thing about it being connected with fairies, that one of the best ways to have a fairy encounter is under an elder tree. which is interesting. And I think maybe one reason for that, and the warning of falling asleep under an elder tree, it is said that the flowers, the fragrance from the flowers has an intoxicating effect. So maybe that's why you can maybe have a fairy encounter, because of the effect of the flower fragrance. Maybe has something to do with it, which is, I think, fascinating. But I'm not going to fall asleep under one, because you might wake up with a hangover. Maybe, or a headache, who knows. Okay, and I thought it was interesting, the idea of the king and queen of the fairy, their procession is through elder trees. And just as a word of warning, if you ever happen to be out at twilight or whenever the procession happens, and you see a procession of the Fae, don't say anything. Be very quiet and very still. Let them pass. Do not interrupt. No matter what you do not want to offend the Fae. So, just a word of warning. To be careful. Okay, musical instruments. I read that the center of elderwood is softer, so it makes it easy to hollow out, so that makes really good flutes and things like that. So, lots of, and other musical instruments, and again, the fairy wands and things like that. So, a lot of practical uses. And again, with the protective, spiritual aspect of the fairy and of the dead spirits, and the practical uses of medicine, and the use of the wood. So, and we've seen most of the trees in the Celtic zodiac. Most of them have those aspects in common. They're very useful, practical things that the people would have made use of in their everyday life, and also added to their folklore. So, I hope you enjoyed the series on the Celtic tree signs. I learned a whole lot about it, and I enjoyed finding out about my sign, and the characteristics fit me very well. So, which sign was yours? Did it fit you very well? Did it describe you in your characteristics? Talk today. Sorry about that. Okay. But I am glad to be moving on to other subjects. I'm not sure what next week's going to be, because it's going to be exciting. I get to find something brand new to bring to story time. So I hope you'll come back and hang out with me and see what we can get up to and talk about, what stories we can find. All right, so again, thank you for hanging out for story time and making it all the way through the Celtic tree songs. So, all right, guys, we will see you next week. Bye.